आंतरराष्ट्रीय दर्जाचा सहकारातील मानदंड असलेला वारणा पॅटर्न. अपडेट्ससाठी यूट्यूब चॅनल वारणा विश्व वारणानगर सबस्क्राईब करून बेल आयकॉन क्लिक करा.
Very good morning to one and all. Honorable Chief Guest of today's inaugural function, Sri N.H. Patil Sir, Provost, Warana University. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Warana University, who is also President of this today's inaugural function, Professor Dr. D.T. Shirke. Keynote Speaker, Honorable Dr. Yashwant Thorat, eminent economist and former Chairman of NABARD. Honorable Presence, Professor Dr. V.V. Karjani Sir, CEO, Sri Warananagar Shikshan Mandal. Organizing Secretary, Dr. Dede, Coordinator, Dr. R.B. Patil, P.M. Usha, Coordinator, Vilas Patil, IQAC Coordinator, U.D. Kadam. All the delegates, researchers, academicians, and industry persons, and students. On behalf of Warananagar Shikshan Mandal, Warana University, and Yashwantrao Chavan Warana Mahavidyalaya, I welcome you all to this mega event, that is one-day national conference on the theme Recent Trends in Humanities, Commerce and Management, a theme which is crucial and very carefully chosen for today's era of rapidly transforming world. We are living in an era which is developing very fast. These three disciplines together play a crucial role in shaping responsible citizenship, sustainable economic growth, and effective organizational leadership. The field of humanities, which includes literature, languages, philosophy, sociology, psychology, etc., is experiencing transforming in multiple phases. Traditional humanities are increasing blending with technology and other fields. For example, digital humanities projects use tools like data visualization and AI to analyze cultural texts and historical data. It means humanities students are now expected to develop their digital skills along with critical thinking and communication skills. Emerging careers in humanities include digital content creation, for example, blog writing, content writing, UX writing, cultural consulting, and ethical use of AI and technology. The field of commerce, traditionally focused on trade, finance, accounting, and business fundamentals, is also undergoing rapid change to meet the needs of digital economy. Modern commerce education equips graduates with practical and job-oriented skills for careers in finance analytics, e-business, supply chain management, digital marketing, and emerging areas like blockchain and digital enterprises. The use of AI, financial technologies, and digital platforms in commerce programs is changing how students learn about markets and business. The management education is also being reshaped by globalization, technological innovation, and changes in workplace expectations. Unlike in the past, where engineering graduates dominated business schools, today's management programs are enrolling more students from commerce, humanities, and economics backgrounds. Managers are now expected to be competent with analytics, data-informed decision-making, AI tools, etc. This is transforming traditional management education into entrepreneurial thinking, startup incubation and innovation to prepare the students for a dynamic business world. Across humanities, commerce, and management, technology is central trend. From digital humanities to AI in commerce analytics and digital leadership in management, institutes are encouraging students to blend their interest across the fields such as humanities with data science, commerce with marketing technology, etc. The purpose of this conference is to provide a platform for sharing emerging ideas and innovative interdisciplinary practices. I am confident that the paper presentations, thoughts, and discussions during the conference will generate valuable knowledge, encourage critical thinking, and inspire academic as well as industry collaborations. I hope that all the participants will find this forum mind-opening and carry forward the insights gained here into their teaching, research, and professional practice. I congratulate the organizing team for taking dedicated efforts to organize this academic event, and I wish a grand success to the conference. With these few words, I conclude my introductory talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we are moving towards one of the most respectful moments of today's program, the felicitation of our esteemed dignitaries as a mark of our gratitude and honor. The respected principal sir now felicitate Dr. Thorat sir with the token of respect and appreciation. I request Principal sir to felicitate Honorable Shri N.H. Patil sir, Provost Warana University. Again, I request Principal sir to felicitate Professor Dr. D.T. Shirke sir, Vice Chancellor, Warana University. Again, I request Principal sir to felicitate Professor Dr. V.V. Karjini sir, CEO of Warana Vibhag Shikshan Mandal, Warananagar. Now, I request Dinesh Patil sir, Head of Publication Committee, to kindly come on the stage for publication. Academic publication is the soul of research culture. We are moving to the publication. This journal is being released at the auspicious hands of our respected dignitaries. Thank you so much. Now I request Dr. R.B. Patil sir, Coordinator of National Conference, to kindly introduce our honorable guests.
Good morning to all the dignitaries on the dais and faculty members, research scholars, students. It's my privilege to introduce chief guest and keynote speaker of today's national conference on the recent trends in humanities, commerce, and management. I feel deeply honored to introduce esteemed chief guest and the source of spiritual energy, Honorable Provost of Warana University, Warananagar, Sri N.H. Patil sir. Sri N.H. Patil sir has a genuine responsibility of Warana Cooperative Complex as a President of Surajya Foundation, President of Sri Tatyasaheb Kore Warana Navashakti Nirman Samstha Limited, Warana Dairy and Agro Industries Limited. Sir has expert director of Sri Tatyasaheb Kore Warana Sugar Factory and governing council member of Sri Warana Vibhag Shikshan Mandal. Honorable Sir has a brilliant experience of Deputy Director of Industries Pune Division Pune, General Manager of Industrial District Industries Udyog Bhavan Sangli, Director of Industries Government of Maharashtra Mumbai. Sir has also played a pivotal role as a training and placement officer at TKIT. Due to the outstanding contribution to the industrial sector, Sir has received the highest rating certificate, that is A+ from government. By seeing the ascending graph of expertise and responsibilities A question arising in my mind, why sir could give an outstanding contribution to the industrial sector? The answer might be, he has achieved his BA Mechanical degree in first class with distinction from Walchand College, Sangli. Sir stood first in the Shivaji University at ME Mechanical degree. Sir has also completed MBA and a chartered engineer. Sir got fellowship of engineering institutes. Sir has given fruitful efforts to the engineering, management, education, personality development, entrepreneurship development, agriculture, health, yoga, spiritual, competition success, Vastu Shastra, etc. Honorable N.H. Patil sir has visited USA, Russia, China, England, Germany, Australia, Switzerland, Holland, Dubai, Australia, Finland, Nepal for the all-round socio-economic development of the rural area. He has expertise in the creative management of Swarajya Foundation Gaurav Award in the presence of 15 lakh followers, Swami Ramdevji Yog Shivir at Kolhapur, Golden Jubilee ceremony in the presence of APJ Abdul Kalam at Waranagar, Prati Kolhapur event at Shivaji Park, Mumbai. He is a life member of Indian Society for Technical Education, New Delhi. So we are fortunate to have Honorable N.H. Patil sir as a chief guest of today's national conference.
We now come to the most awaited moment of today's program. I invite Honorable Shri N.H. Patil sir, Provost, Warana University, to kindly deliver the inaugural address and formally inaugurate this national conference.
National Conference on Recent Trends in Humanities, Commerce and Management. This national conference is sponsored by PM Usha and AICT. 180 plus research papers have been compiled in 4 volumes. Another 50 research papers will be compiled in 5th volume very soon. Very great work, appreciated. Chief Editor, Dr. A.M. Sheikh, and convener of this program, Dinesh Vasantrao Patil, and his 5 colleagues. I appreciate you, all my dears. Research scholars from 9 states have come here. Which are those states? Maharashtra, Karnataka, Goa, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab and West Bengal. I welcome you all, my dear research scholars. I express my deep respect to Honorable Dr. Yashwant Thoratji, today's chief guest for this national conference. Honorable Dr. Vinay Kore Saukarso, patron of today's function. Honorable Dr. D.T. Sirke sir, Vice Chancellor, Warana University, Warananagar. Honorable Dr. Vilas Karjini sir, Chief Executive Officer, Sri Warana Vibhag Shikshan Mandal, Warananagar. I respect and expect many things from these dignitaries. Recent trends in humanities, commerce and management. We'll consider initially humanities. In every field, humanity is essential. Especially 5 components are there for considering this humanity approach or explaining this humanity approach. Number 1 is people, number 2 is structure, and number 3 is technology. You can imagine a triangle. Apex corner is people, bottom left corner is structure, and bottom right corner is technology. Inside the triangle, you can consider it as the internal environment. And outside the triangle, you can treat as the external environment. For any activity, for any organization, for any organizational behavior, for improvement in the organizational behavior, these 5 components should be thoroughly studied and applied. People, you know, types of people, types of mentality, you know, I should not waste more time on it because time constraint is there. Second is structure. In every organization, a particular type of formal and informal structure is there, remains there. And third one is technology. What one is doing, small or big, technology may be there. It should be suitable for the application, available, suitable, and its cost. And if these 3 are there, then major role is played by the internal environment and very big role is played by the external environment. We know outside resistance is there for every human being, but greater than that, internal resistance always remains. It should be overcome in proper way. Keeping in this mind, humanities, every subject, social sciences should be treated on this basis, humanities, as a basic model. Next comes to commerce. We know commerce means banking sector, something related to finance sector. The basic is what taught in that particular subject: accountancy, costing, and supportive management. What is accounting? We all are knowing, at least a person from that commerce wing, they know accounting. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Right from the beginning of the teaching, of the learning, debit and credit is taught. But at the end, some entry, whether it is credit or debit, is asked. Many are confused. And this confusion always restrain for applying that particular knowledge in the society. It should be overcome. And for that, sufficient management experience, knowledge is essential. Another thing, costing, mainly 2 things are there: fixed cost and variable cost. When that fixed cost becomes the variable, and when the variable cost becomes the fixed cost, this line of change is not betterly understood. Hence, there is a difficulty in applying the particular commerce knowledge. And third is management. What is said? Management. Initially, the definition of management was simply taken as management-T. Manage, main, remaining word is T. Management-T. T means tactfully. This was initial definition, beginning of the definition of the management. Later on, it improved. What way? Management means getting work done from others is management. Again, improvement took place and the definition of management became management means adjusting ourselves in the particular existing environment. Again, some developments are there, no doubt. But if you see the definition change, the third one is that we are unable, we can't do anything. Hence, maybe the change in definition that adjusting ourselves in the existing environment. School of thoughts. Initially, people were working as they wish, as they like, and then need of knowledge in the management was required that time. And a renowned personality in the management field, F.W. Taylor, scientific management thinker. What was happening that time? People were coming 8 hours in the industry, they were working, they were doing the work, but as they wish. Suppose some product is prepared in that particular industry, Within that 8 hours duration, some was completing 9 products, and on the opposite side, others were completing 2 products, and some were just chit-chatting and were going back to the home. So scientific management approach came, and it was appealed by the society that time. What was that approach? Approach was piece rate basis, you can give the remuneration to the concerned workers or officers. Input and output is the productivity. Output divided by input is the productivity. So this was decided. If a person is coming one piece, for one piece, suppose 10 rupees is given, then 10 pieces completed person will get 100 rupees, and 2 pieces completed person will get 20 rupees. Again disparity came. People start not working. Then another management thinker come, but before that what happens to science and always treating human as a machine, what happens? Renowned, world-renowned personality in management, sir is knowing, Taylor, the organization where he was serving that time, issued a letter to him, seeing that bad scenario. What was the letter? Your services are henceforth not required by our organization. This was the 1.5 line letter, and he left the organization. Another person, Fayol, come. He came with 14 principles of management. Equity should be there, proper authority should be there, responsibility should be there. These type of things he came with and applied in that particular management field. It went well for some duration. Again, some complaints were there. Then third person, Mr. Elton Mayo, management thinker, he came and he said, you were doing all the things without considering the human psychology and human being. While doing the work, particular human should be happy. Then and then he can do the work proper. This was his concept. So in the particular working environment, he applied some music system so that employees were working with happily and productivity increase. These were the school of thoughts. Humanities, commerce, managementally, shortly, I tried to express myself. Those time people were studying, trying to apply, many were successful, but today's world, a huge knowledge is there. I may say, instead of knowledge, a huge information is there. There is no machine, there is no system to convert the information into knowledge. So this task should be done by the experts in this field. In every field, every branch, this is essential. In my opinion, what should be done? Main theme is what? Of the today's national conference? Recent trends in humanities, commerce, and management. But in that brochure, some sub-themes have been given. Due to time constraint, I cannot consider all those. 2, 3 I will take. One is what? One should think about electronic and digital gadgets use by the individuals in every sector, which is very dangerous. Not only with that particular user individual, to everybody it is dangerous. Another thing, interdisciplinary approach is the need of the hour. Best human health is required. It is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. We have to ask ourselves how much we are physically fit, how much we are mentally fit, how much we are socially fit, whether there is acceptance from the society or not. you all are knowing Maslow's hierarchy of needs. First step is basic needs. Then second one is security for those needs. Third one is sense of belongingness. Fourth one is self-esteem and self-actualization. It is applied to every field. I think with this we should proceed. I thank you all. We always remember Honorable Tatyasaheb Kore, Vilasrao Dada, Savitri Akka, Shobhatai Kore. I Saheb, I should take leave from you. I have some function. I have taken permission of the dais. By mistake, if I cannot take the names of the dignitaries, again I repeat, dignitaries remaining or all the dignitaries on the and off the dais, I welcome. Thank you all. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much, sir. In your inaugural speech, you very nicely and intellectually threw light on components and importance of humanities, commerce and management in academics and our life. You also mentioned the need of technology and digital knowledge in today's time. Now I invite Honorable Professor Dr. V.V. Karjani sir, CEO, Warana Vibhag Shikshan Mandal, Warananagar, to kindly address the gathering and share his valuable thoughts with us.
Honorable dignitaries on the dais of this inauguration ceremony of one-day national conference on recent trends in humanities, commerce and management, Sri N.H. Patil sir, Provost of Warana University, the keynote speaker of this conference, Honorable Dr. Yashwant Thorat sir, eminent economist and former chairman of NABARD, Professor Dr. Shirke sir, first founder vice chancellor of Warana University, Warananagar, my colleague Dr. A.M. Sheikh, other dignitaries, my dear colleagues from all the institutions and fellow delegates. Firstly, on behalf of Sri Warana Vibhag Shikshan Mandal, I would like to congratulate Yashwantrao Chavan Warana Mahavidyalaya for having taken this initiative of organizing one-day conference under PM Usha scheme. The topic chosen is very apt. It took almost 70 years to breach the compartmentalization in education sector. Government of India, Ministry of Education, after changing its name from HRD Ministry to Education, immediately they were very serious in implementing National Education Policy 2020, along with knowledge skills. They wanted to breach these compartments of art, science, commerce, engineering, technology, medical and all. That's very much happening. Dr. Thorat sir, Warana University is the first example of effective implementation of NEP 2020 by Government of Maharashtra. And here, for the benefit of delegates who have come from outside, Warana University consists of 3 institutions. One is this, Yashwantrao Chavan Warana Mahavidyalaya. Along with that, we have Tatyasaheb Kore Institute of Engineering and Technology as a lead college and Tatyasaheb Kore College of Pharmacy. That means you can now say that Warana University is the validation of implementation of NEP 2020, effective validation. In fact, recently when we had one workshop on research, I had mandated my team members to take out the European Union project which has been announced by UGC, and today in fact it's happening. All universities across Europe or America, they don't work under compartmentalization. Before coming over here, I was having an online meeting with Sri Lankan University, and for that project proposal, we need the consortium from Asian countries, and also we need the hand-holding consortium from European Union countries. So we have identified Sri Lanka as one, and they're ready to cope up, and already they are experienced. Even though as a Warana University we are applying for the first time, in earlier institution we had that experience, but to strengthen that proposal, this particular NEP 2020 comes to our help. So this university which we are talking, it is on agri-based university. Madam expressed her, I said, not only agri, madam, you look for even dairy technology because our group is strong in dairy. Then we have identified another university in Nepal which works on education, which is again an important entity for, digital content creation and all. We have teachers certificate. Then we have also joined hands with one of the renowned institution from Pune, JSPM University. And we are working and we have dialogues with Aarhus University, Denmark. We have started dialogues with Copenhagen Business School, with whom we have acquaintance in earlier proposal. So maybe in couple of 2 days, our proposal would be ready. There are 3 verticals. Why I am saying the faculty from Yeshwantrao Chavan, Warana Vidyalaya can join hands because these proposals have different deadlines. 10th is first, 19th is the last. Now we are working on capacity building of higher education, and we have taken care that to make our proposals very strong, we have specially identified our own not engineering and technology, pharmaceutical education, agriculture we are tapping the education sector from our own Asian countries. Because when hereafter Warana University goes for QS ranking and all, QS will not appreciate if you have joint publication with MIT or Harvard University. You get only 1 point for that publication, joint publication. At the same time, when you publish with Sri Lankan University, Nepal University, or University from Ethiopia, your valuation for that ranking is 8. You have to keep it in mind. Because hand-holding the underdeveloped countries is very much required and it is given due weightage in QS ranking. So, even delegates, whenever you start, instead of putting your own colleagues as authors, try to do collaborative research, try to do collaborative publications and collaborative patents with different countries. That is going to add a lot of value in your coming rank valuations as well as QS ranking valuations. Thorat sir, I am happy to share that from this year onwards, Sri Waranagar Shikshan Mandal has been given permission to start Tate Sahib Kori Veterinary and Animal Husbandry College from June 2028. Again, this is first of its kind. This year only, Government of Maharashtra has liberalized and started giving permissions to private sector to start the veterinary college. And again, Government of Maharashtra is way ahead to that. People belong to economics and management. You must have heard the speech of Honorable Nirmala Sitharamanji. She has specifically mentioned that in his budget they have made provision for producing 20,000 human resources in veterinary sector. So to support that, we have applied and we have got, for which I am very much thankful to Honorable Sri Vinayaraji Kore, under whose mentorship we could start this college. And before concluding, I have also put on record your colleague, Professor Vilas Patil, who was instrumental in getting this PM Usha along with you all, and I wish you all the best to all the delegates. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful address and continued guidance.
It's my again privilege to introduce keynote speaker, eminent economics banker, policy expert, widely recognized leadership in agriculture and rural finance in India, Dr. Yeshwant Thorat, well known as Dr. YSP Thorat. Dr. Yeshwant Thorat sir has served as a chairman of the National Bank and Agriculture for Rural Development, of course NABARD, from 2006 to 2007 and played a pivotal role in the strengthening institutional credit delivery in agriculture and rural sector. Dr. Thorat sir has began his professional career with Reserve Bank of India in 1972 and through key leadership positions including Regional Director, Delhi, Maharashtra and Goa and Executive Director. Sir also headed RBI's training establishment, contributing significantly to the capacity building in the Indian banking system. As a managing director and later on chairman of the NABARD, Dr. Thorat sir championed reforms in cooperative credit institutions, expansion of rural banking, promotion of farmers club and enhancement in government investment credit in agriculture. He served as a member secretary of the Vidyanathan Committee on the Revival of Cooperative Credit Structure, a landmark reform initiatives. Dr. Thorat sir has been closely associated with national planning processes and contribution to the 10th and 11th five-year plan. His international experiences includes assignment with United Nations Food, Agriculture and Organization, United Nations Office for Project Service, Banking and Rural Finance Specialist. Academically accomplished, Dr. Thorat holds a PhD in economics along with a degree in political science and law. He was awarded DLIT by D.Y. Patil University in 2011 and has received a prestigious Gopal Krishna Gokhale Award for the academic excellence post-retirement. He has served as a CEO of Rajiv Gandhi Trust, Dean of Liberal Art at Flame University, Chairman of Agricultural University Recruitment Board, Maharashtra, Executive Chairman of the Dryland Farming Commission. He has also been an independent director on the board of leading cooperative including Tata Chemicals, Reliance India, Britannia Industries. Dr. Thorat sir continued to be an influential voice, rural development, agricultural policy, institutional reforms, bridging academic governance and grassroots development. So we are lucky to have a distinguished keynote speaker. Welcome, sir, once again.
Now I invite Honorable Dr. Yashwant Thorat sir, economist and former chairman of NABARD, to deliver keynote address and share his valuable insights on today's theme.
Respected Vice Chancellor, dignitaries of and on the dais, respected academicians, delegates, and students. I am grateful to be invited, and I am perhaps the only person in this auditorium who knew both Yashwantrao Chavan and Tatya Sahib Kore, and of course the rest. And I want you all to remember that it was on the shoulders of these people that modern Maharashtra was built. I remember very well that Tatya Sahib was asked to join the cabinet not once but twice. And on both occasions, he said that I can either do this or I can do that. And I would rather do this. So it is to the vision of people like that this university stands today. Let me begin by asking a very simple question. It's also a very uncomfortable question. We are meeting in a university, no? What is a university for? What is a university for? How is a university to be judged? Is it to be judged by the degrees that it awards? By the number of students that it enrolls? By the efficiency with which it produces results? Are these the criteria on the basis of which we should evaluate a university? Or should a university be evaluated on the basis of the purpose it serves in society? समाजात विद्यापीठाचा काय रोल आहे? What is the purpose that a university serves in society? That should be the criteria by which we should judge a university. This question is not new. It is historically and even today the basic design of a university has two features. The basic design of a university has two features. One, to preserve, organize, and transmit inherited knowledge. How does the university do this? The university does this through a curriculum, through syllabus, through academic councils. There is a whole structure for doing it. That is the first design feature of a university. And the second design feature is, how does it prepare those students sitting there to face the changes that are taking place in society? समाजात जे बदल घडतात, to prepare them to face and understand those changes, that is the second purpose of a university. म्हणजे विद्यापीठाचे दोन भाग आहेत. एक, to transmit knowledge. Transmit knowledge for what? Transmit knowledge that those students sitting there can better face the changes that are taking place in society. When these two functions are in balance, the university flourishes. And when these two functions are not in balance, then a university may continue to function administratively, but it will fail to do its most important task of preparing the students. History shows, till the beginning of the 20th century, most universities across the world were able to maintain this balance. Unfortunately, this historical balance was seriously upset in the 20th century, not because universities collapsed, but because a new player entered. And that player was technology. Technology did not change the rules. Technology changed the game itself. Technology did not change the rules. It changed the game. How did it change the game? It changed the speed by which change took place in society. In the old days, change has always taken place in human society. But 100 years ago, the change was slow. In the 20th century, the change became rapid. And it became rapidly communicated. Today, a change in Greenland communicates itself to Warana in a couple of seconds. So what happened in the 20th century was, the change in society became rapid, and the universities continued with the old methods of teaching. Net result was that there was an imbalance between the structures through which education was transmitted and the change that was taking place in society. This change was so rapid and so dramatic that the internal systems by which universities teach and shape the ways students think, the ways they strengthen their ability to understand judgments or sharpen their understanding, were unable to equip students to do their job. I have made 2 points so far. One, that the basic design of a university has two components. One, the systems by which it transmits and teaches, and two, it transmits and teaches for what purpose? Not to give degrees, but to enable these students to face life. Up to the 20th century, universities were able to do this. After the 20th century, technology changed the game. And it made change and the scale of change so rapid, so dramatic, that most universities across the globe were unable to keep up this pace. India was no exception. The universities which had been started in pre-independence were started for a small number of students. But once independence came, India opted for automatic admission to universities on the basis of obtaining a graduate degree. The policy framework which India adopted at that time was democratization of education. We said that we want education to be democratized, and anyone who has a graduate degree should be in a position to go into university education. This was very different to the West. In the West and the European countries, university education was not, and even today is not, open to everybody. You have to pass difficult entrance examination before being allowed to join university education. The moment India democratized its education, a huge load came on universities. This load was of two types: improve your physical infrastructure and improve your education infrastructure. Most Indian universities were able to upgrade their physical infrastructure reasonably well. And almost most Indian universities were not able to change their curricula and their syllabus as rapidly as the changes outside were taking place. So today, you have a university system in India where physical infrastructure is there, but the educational infrastructure is not reflecting what is happening in society. This is the basic dilemma of the Indian university system. Dr. Sarvapillai Radhakrishnan, one of India's foremost educators, once said, and I quote, that if much of what we teach in a university is based on stability, while the lives of our students are based on change, then why are we teaching? We should close down the universities. To understand this change and what has happened around the country, we must understand that three major changes have taken place in society, which have impacted all universities. The first change that has taken place is that for hundreds of years, knowledge was the prerogative of a university, and that knowledge resided in the university library. म्हणून पूर्वी आम्ही तासानं तास विद्यापीठाच्या लायब्ररीमध्ये जाऊन बसून काम करत होतो. Today, this young girl who comes to class carries on her mobile more information than is available in the entire library. So, universities are no longer the sole manufacturers, holders, or transmitters of education. The problem that that generation faces today, which is your challenge today, is not that they have less information. Their challenge is they have too much information. The problem of the Indian student is not what he should read or what he or she should read. The problem of the Indian student is what he or she should not read. The problem is not less information. The problem is more information. That's one problem. The second change that has taken place is, when we were studying and passed out of university, Amala Sangitla Baba, you are supposed to get married once, you are supposed to have one job, and you are supposed to have one car. Ek baiko, ek naukri, and ek gadi. Today, is that the situation? These students, when they go out in the labor market, they will change their jobs. They will not only change their jobs, they will change their professions. Previously, universities taught us in a manner where once we joined a profession, we remained in that profession. I joined the Reserve Bank of India after passing the competitive exam, and I remained in it. Today, a person may be in banking today, financial sector tomorrow, and engineering day after. Now, how does this impact the university? The whole system, style, and methodology of teaching has to change. Your old idea as teachers that I am going to teach a subject, and that subject will prepare Dr. Thorat to join the Reserve Bank of India, is no longer valid. Because your students will jump jobs. What is more important, they will jump professions. Therefore, universities have to teach today how to deal with adaptation, how to deal with uncertainty, how to take difficult decisions, and how to be responsible for them. This is the challenge of teachers. This is the challenge of delegates. The third major change that has taken place has come from students in the rural sector. आपल्या ग्रामीण भागातून जी मुलं आलीत विद्यापीठात, rural विद्यापीठात, the students who have come from the rural sector into our universities, each one of those students is driven by the social media. Each one of those students is highly aspirational. And not even one student understands how to achieve those aspirations. And how are we in the university guiding them? We are guiding them through set syllabuses, set curricula, and we are not dealing with their problems. We are dealing with a syllabus. And unless this syllabus reflects those problems, we are all failed teachers. I think this is a point which both students and teachers must appreciate. So what do we do? If we have to analyze this situation, we have to analyze three things. What are the structural defects of a university? That is, how is teaching organized? Second, who teaches? Professors. And third, what is the policy framework? Structurally, as I have said, the fundamental problem in a university is that your academic councils, your structures are so slow, are so time consuming, that by the time the syllabus changes, society has already moved forward. So the first problem that you have is your syllabus is not keeping time with the changes outside, and therefore there is a mismatch. That is structure. The more important thing is who teaches and how do the people who teach teach. You must forgive me and not get angry with me. When I left NABARD, I had decided that I would devote the rest of my life to rural education, and that is what I have done for the last 2 decades. I have done it in Pravara, I have done it in Rayat, and I have done it in Mauni Vidyapith. And therefore, I know something about what I am talking about. This is not some economist talking to you about education. This is someone who has worked at the ground level for 20 years talking. As teachers, as professors, I think it is time we ask ourselves, are we doing justice to our students? I have seen teachers whose only job is to finish a syllabus. I have seen teachers whose only engagement with teachers, students is limited to the classroom. I have seen teachers whose only interest is to come, finish their lecture, go home. This is true. I have also seen teachers who are outstanding, whose commitment, whose devotion, whose vision is absolutely worth copying. I have seen both sides of teaching, the truly wonderful and the truly hopeless. When I first came into education, I thought that the problem of Indian education was students. आमचे महाराष्ट्रातले विद्यार्थी चांगले नाहीत. 2 years later, I realized that the problem was not students, problem was teachers. How do we make our students competitive if we are teaching them English through Marathi? आपण जर विद्यार्थ्यांना इंग्रजी मराठीतनं शिकवायला लागलो, how is it possible for us to teach? I sit on the board of Tatas. I sit on the board of Britannia, Go Air, Bombay Burma, and I find our students coming in front of the interview boards. They are intelligent, they are knowledgeable, and yet when they come in front of us, they are unable to face the board. Is there something wrong with the boys and girls of Maharashtra, or is there something wrong with us who are shaping those boys and girls? And I think this introspection is something that each and every one of us must do. And the last, what is the policy framework? India luckily has a very good policy framework. The new education policy, which recognizes multidisciplinarity, so on and so forth. And yet, I quote to you, when Baba Saheb presented the Constitution of India to the Constituent Assembly of India, he said, "Honorable members, I am happy to give you this Constitution. But please remember, this is no more than a piece of paper. It will be given life only if you live a life of democratic functioning." And I say the same thing to you about the new education policy. In the end, the new education policy is nothing more than a piece of paper. It will succeed if we make it succeed. It will not succeed by itself. I was looking at the results of a state-wise survey which has been done, which shows that 70% of our teachers in rural colleges and schools have not understood even the fundamentals of the new education policy. How are we going to implement it? I ask the same question when I say, are the universities themselves truly in line with the new education policy? We take these seminars, we take these conferences, but have we internalized what is to be done? Is there a manual to teach us what is to be done? These are not easy questions. Traditionally, in the Indian cultural system, our teachers have occupied a hallowed place. For us, our teachers are next only to God. And if a change has to be brought about in this system, nobody can do it except the teachers. Babus like us who sit in government, not possible. Management's not possible. In the end, change will come only from teachers. And I have seen that where teachers are good, the results are miraculous. Therefore, before I take more of your time, let me close this keynote address by asking another question. I started by saying my first question was, how is a university to be judged? I ask now at the end of my lecture, what is the purpose of a university? please remember, please, for God's sake, remember, a university is a place where society comes and stops to think, to reflect about where it is and where it is going. It is the only forum in a society where people think. And that is why the purpose of a university is not merely academic, it is moral. Naitik hai. And when universities fall short of this moral responsibility, something terrible happens in society. We create a generation of students who hold degrees but are not employable. And when they are not employable, please remember the multiplier effect in socio-economic tensions can be huge in a country. At a time when India is at the threshold of great change, I have every confidence that this university, as indeed other universities in the country, will rise to the challenge and produce a generation of students of whom they can be truly proud. May I submit to the Honorable Vice Chancellor that the Warana University should organize a lecture on, what was the topic, what was this thing, that the role of universities, the re-imaging of universities in the context of social media and AI. If it does that, Warana University would have done a great service to the cause of education. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you so much, sir. In your enlightening speech, you gave a valuable message that universities should serve the society and make their students able to face the change that is taking place in today's world and to enable them to face the challenges of the rapidly changing world. Thank you so much, sir. Now I invite Honorable Professor Dr. D.T. Shirke, sir, Vice Chancellor, Warana University, to kindly deliver the presidential address.
Very good morning to all of you. On the occasion of inaugural ceremony of a one-day national conference on recent trends in humanities, commerce and management, on the dais, who shared his thought with us and had to leave for some scheduled meeting, Honorable Sri N.H. Patil, Provost of Warana University, Honorable Dr. Yashwant Thorat sir, the keynote speaker of this particular conference inaugural ceremony, Chief Executive Officer of Sri Warana Vibhag Shikshan Mandal, Honorable Dr. V.V. Karjani sir, Principal of Yashwantrao Chavan Warana Mahavidyalaya, who is hosting this particular conference, Principal Sheikh, organizing committee members, faculty of the college, the research scholars. I can see the students of UG and PG in a big number, and friends. You must have noticed that the keynote speaker was trying to reach each one of you from the experience that he got in the last 2 decades. Some of you will surprise to know when an invitation call was given to Sir, he took at least a week to decide on which topic he should speak, and he had so many options. The last point which he made was also one of the choices for his talk. So the message that I would like to pass to all of you is that whenever you want to express your thoughts, spend enough time what exactly you should do and what message you would like to give. Secondly, he did not present the talk extempore. He prepared a script of that, He submitted script to the organizing committee, invited comments on that particular script. I may share that even the script had crossed the boundaries of the country and the comments were invited outside country as well. And then finally, script to the final shape. For all of you, the script has been now transferred to this particular booklet and is available with the organizing committee. I would rather appreciate the efforts which are being taken by Professor Thorat. I am saying Professor Thorat for simple reason. He also worked as an adjunct professor in Shivaji University, which missed in his introduction. So many things that you can see. And this particular booklet should reach each and every stakeholder, I would say. Teachers of engineering and pharmacy college, it should also reach. Because it's not that the contents of today's address are limited to only this particular gathering. It should reach all the stakeholders. The second point is that when the organizing committee came to me and said that they would like to have conference by pulling these particular three disciplines, I thought that why not science and technology? The immediate response was they already had such conference. But to be honestly, what Honorable Provost said and what Honorable keynote speaker said, you can't miss that technology component, which is one of the vertex in that particular triangle. Sometime in future, as suggested by keynote speaker, we should organize a conference on the impact, the issues, and the remedies of social media, where all the disciplines should come together, because the impact is not limited to only on science and technology, but impact is the entire society. The best part of this particular conference, they have come up with about 1100 pages material in 4 volumes. I appreciate the efforts taken by the executive editors, the chief editor, to bringing this. And it's not only in the paper form, but it is in the soft form also, which is available on the publisher's portal. I think students now can at least have a look at what different kinds of topics have been covered in this particular conference. They are huge, right from Marathi literature to impact of AI and so on and so forth. So in true sense, these 3 disciplines have come together and produced a wonderful document, rather a series of documents on the occasion of this particular conference. The triangle that was mentioned by Honorable Provost, the people were sitting at the top and the structure and technology were sitting at the bottom. But when you listen to the keynote speaker and again go back to what Honorable Provost shared, I think now the top vertex is now slowly changing and technology is at the top and the people vertex is coming at the bottom. Technology is driving people, and that is the issue that is seriously making adverse impact on the teaching and learning processes in all the institutions. One point on which Honorable keynote speaker has given a stress is design of curriculum. It is really unfortunate when I speak and when I say as a Vice Chancellor, it's really unfortunate. The curriculum design process is limited to only that particular subject, and there are no exchanges among any disciplines. Everyone is worrying about his subject. Not only that, everyone is worrying about the component in the subject, which perhaps is a matter of what is called as the very horrible word, workload. So at one side we say work, other side you say load. I think now we have to change. These kind of conferences tell you that it's not that you should not limit the transformation vertically. You should now think horizontally. So the best message out of his delivery is that being a university, now, though there is a very tight compartment of what is called as a BOS, I think there should be horizontal mobility among these BOS, and there should be exchanges. So what is the best which I can pass, and what is the best that I can adopt? If we do this, I think the expectations that have been expressed by both Honorable Provost and Honorable Keynote Speaker, we can meet those expectations. Otherwise, one more university, one more program, and the students, they will enter, we will groom them by only first component, transmitting, and we will again, the second component will remain unattended 100%. I think our priorities should be changed. Those two components which mentioned by Honorable Keynote Speaker, the priority to the second component should be given the top priority, and to serve that particular, to meet that particular priority, the second should be used. There are, in fact, variety of research articles which I could see in the 4 volumes which were given to me. And there are some articles which are touching to the local issues. There are some articles which are talking about global scenario. The last message out of such conference that would like to pass to you is that you cannot live with a single discipline. Everything that you think is multidisciplinary. Unfortunately, you think that yours is the only discipline and the rest are useless. And that is the biggest mistake that you are ever doing. So message is now, try to correct it so that the justice to the students' fraternity will be given by all the teachers' community, because the point has been already put on the teachers' community by Honorable Keynote Speaker, whose fault it is. So now we'll have to think very seriously. So while closing, once again, I appreciate and congratulate the organizing committee and all the faculty members, the PM Usha coordinator, IQAC coordinator, the editors who took effort bringing these particular 4 volumes. I also appreciate the physical presence of teaching community as well as research scholar for this particular conference, and equally appreciate the presence of UG and PG students in this particular conference hall. I wish the conference is a grand success and looking forward for similar kind of academic events in the due course of time. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring presidential address and meaningful guidance. I invite Professor Dr. D.R. Dede, sir, Organizing Secretary of National Conference, to kindly present the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. A one-day national conference on recent trends in humanities, commerce and management has been organized at Yashwantrao Chauhan Warana Mahavidyalaya of Warana University. The conference is jointly organized by the Faculty of Humanities, Commerce and Management and IQSC, and sponsored by PM Usha and AICTE. The inauguration ceremony of this conference has just concluded. The final and important part of this inauguration ceremony is the expression of gratitude. Therefore, I am standing here to offer my thanks. We received encouragement and guidance from Sri Warana Industry and Education Group President Honorable MLA Dr. Vinay Kore Saukar Sahib, for which I sincerely express my gratitude. I also sincerely thanks Mr. N.H. Patil sir, Pro-host of Warana University, for inaugurating the conference. The chief guest of this conference, famous economist and former chairman of NABARD, Dr. Yashwant Thorat Sahib, also the Vice Chancellor of Warana University, respected Professor Dr. D.T. Shirke sir. I sincerely thanks him, the Chief Executive Officer of Sri Warana Vibhag Shikshan Mandal. I sincerely thank him, the Principal of the college, Professor Dr. A.M. Sheikh sir, provided us with all kind of support and guidance, for which I sincerely thank him. I also sincerely thanks to Ashok Desai sir, Vibha madam, Swapnil Tambekar sir, Pramila Mane madam, Piyush Mane sir, for attended this conference. Heartfelt thanks to Professor Dr. R.B. Patil sir, the coordinator of this conference. Likewise, thanks to all the heads of the department, Principal Mane, teaching staff, research students, and all other students, non-teaching staff, and all journalist colleagues who are present for this conference. I also sincerely thank for Khuzat madam, Ahuja madam, who conducted the proceeding. सदर परीक्षा जी आहे या परीक्षेसाठी अतिशय चांगला प्रतिसाद मिळालेला आहे. 9 राज्य आहेत. या 9 राज्यामधून हे 300 रिसर्च स्टुडंट आहेत किंवा प्राध्यापक आहेत, रिसर्चर आहेत, त्यांच्याकडून हे 300 पेपर आलेले आहेत. 4 खंडामध्ये त्याचं पब्लिकेशन जे आहे हे पब्लिकेशन करण्यात आलेलं आहे. आय एक्सप्रेस थँक टू वन अँड ऑल ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ आवर कॉलेज. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With the permission of chair, I declare that the inauguration function is over. Thank you all.
A very good afternoon to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure and a good sense of honor to welcome resource person of plenary session of today's national conference, Honorable Professor Dr. Anand Haldankar sir, Vice Dean Academic, D.D. Kosambi School of Social Science and Behavioral Studies, Goa University, Goa, and the chairperson of the session, respected Professor Dr. Prahlad Mane, Department of Sociology, Shivaji University, Kolhapur, and all of you who are present here for the conference and the plenary session.
Respectful moment of today's program, the felicitation of our esteemed dignitaries as a mark of our gratitude and honor. First, I request respected Dinesh Patil sir to felicitate Professor Dr. Arvind Hardankar. Again, I request respected Dinesh Patil sir to felicitate Professor Dr. Prahlad Mane.
Honorable Dr. Namdev Adnaik sir to enlighten our minds with his motivational thoughts.
आज 6 फेब्रुवारी 2026 अगदी आपल्या वारणा विद्यापीठाच्या इतिहासातील पहिलंच वर्ष आहे हे आणि पहिल्याच वर्षामध्ये विद्यापीठानं असा इतिहास केलेला आहे. वारणा विद्यापीठानं आणि त्याचबरोबर टीम वायशीने जो काही पायंडा पाडलेला आहे आणि अत्यंत यशस्वी असा कार्यक्रम घेतलेला आहे. त्यामुळं हे सिद्ध झालं आहे की वारणा विद्यापीठाचं भवितव्य जे आहे ते उज्ज्वल आहे आणि आपलं विद्यापीठ, आपलं महाविद्यालय नवीन अशा प्रकारचे उद्दिष्टे पार करेल आणि महाराष्ट्रातच नव्हे तर देशात तसेच जगात आपली ख्याती निर्माण करेल अशी मला आशा वाटते. सकाळच्या सत्रामध्ये माननीय डॉक्टर यशवंत थोरात साहेब इंटरनॅशनल पातळीवरचं व्यक्तिमत्व आहे. प्रत्येक गोष्टीकडे अगदी संशोधक वृत्तीने बघणारा एक अर्थतज्ञ, अनेक कंपन्यांच्या सल्लागार म्हणून सर काम करत आहेत आणि सरांनी सद्यस्थिती शिक्षणाची परिस्थिती काय आहे आणि भविष्यातील काय स्थिती असेल या अनुषंगानं अत्यंत चांगलं प्रेरणादायी अशा प्रकारचं मार्गदर्शन केलेलं आहे. त्याचबरोबर एन एच पाटील सरांचं व्याख्यान सत्र देखील चांगलं झालं. माननीय आपले कुलगुरू साहेब सरांचं देखील मार्गदर्शन चांगलं झालं. हा कार्यक्रम यशस्वी होण्यासाठी सगळ्यात जर श्रेय कोणाचं असेल तर टीम वायशीचं जे परिश्रम आहे त्या परिश्रमामुळेच ही परिषद जी आहे ती यशस्वी झालेली आहे. एकंदरीत जर बघितलं तर रिसर्च यामध्ये आता जर बघितलं तर आपण ऑनलाईनवरतीच मधल्या काळामध्ये थोडासा कालखंड सुरू झाला आणि एवढ्या मोठ्या संख्येनं संशोधक एकत्र येणं, शिक्षक एकत्र येणं, विद्यार्थी एकत्र येणं आणि वेगवेगळ्या विषयावरती चर्चा करणं, त्यामुळं ही परिषद जी आहे ती अत्यंत यशस्वी झालेली आहे. आणि इथून पुढेही वारणा महाविद्यालयाच्या किंवा वारणा विद्यापीठाच्या सर्व उपक्रमामध्ये आपण सहभागी होऊया आणि या विद्यापीठाचं नाव आपण लौकिकात आपण भर घालण्याचा प्रयत्न करूया एवढी अपेक्षा व्यक्त करतो आणि थांबतो. जय वारणा.
Thank you, sir. Now let us proceed with the distribution of prize to the winners from various departments for the best paper presentation. Dr. R.B. Patil sir to propose his vote of thanks.
नमस्कार. आज या ठिकाणी रिसेंट ट्रेंड्स इन ह्युमॅनिटीज, कॉमर्स अँड मॅनेजमेंट या विषयावरील एकदिवसीय आंतरराष्ट्रीय परिषद संपन्न झाली आणि या अखेरच्या सत्रामध्ये कार्यक्रमाचे प्रमुख पाहुणे आमचे मित्र सन्माननीय नामदेव अडनाईक सर, या कार्यक्रमाचे असणारे अध्यक्ष आपल्या TKIT महाविद्यालयाचे प्राचार्य आदरणीय D.N. माने सर, आमच्या महाविद्यालयाचे सन्माननीय प्राचार्य डॉक्टर A.M. शेख सर, या कॉन्फरन्सचे ऑर्गनायझिंग सेक्रेटरी प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर धेडे सर, कॉमर्स विभाग प्रमुख डॉक्टर बसनाईक सर आणि उपस्थित सर्व शिक्षक, संशोधक, विद्यार्थी मित्र हो. खरं तर कॉन्फरन्स घेत असताना अनेक समस्यांना या ठिकाणी आम्हाला सामोरं जावं लागलेलं आहे आणि आज इलेक्शनच्या टप्प्यावरती ही कॉन्फरन्स कशी होते अशी चिंता वाटत होती, परंतु आपल्या उपस्थितीमुळं आणि आत्ताच्या या व्हॅलिडिटी फंक्शनपर्यंत असणाऱ्या उपस्थितीमुळं आम्ही अत्यंत समाधानी आनंदी आहोत. याबद्दल आपल्या सर्व उपस्थितांचं मी मनापासून हार्दिक आभार मानतो. ही कॉन्फरन्स मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये यशस्वी करण्याचं जे काम नामदेव सरांनी 2 वेळेस सांगितलं की टीम YC, खरं तर सर्वच विभागातील असणाऱ्या CHB प्राध्यापकांसह आपापल्या वैयक्तिक पातळीवरती संपर्क केला, पेपर पाठवण्यासाठी आवाहन केलं, उपस्थितीसाठी आवाहन केलं आणि त्याचाच भाग म्हणून अडनाईक सर, टीम YC या सहकार्यामुळे या ठिकाणी ही कार्यशाळा इतक्या उत्स्फूर्तपणे संपन्न होत आहे. आपणास ज्ञात आहे साधारणपणे 350हून अधिक रजिस्ट्रेशन आहेत, 230पेक्षा अधिक पेपर या ठिकाणी आहेत आणि 51 पेपर या ठिकाणी प्रेझेंटेशन झालेले आहेत. सर्वच पेपर प्रेझेंटर, त्या ठिकाणी असणारे सर्व अध्यक्ष, रॅपोर्टर या सर्वांचं मी हार्दिक आभार मानतो. त्याचबरोबर जे पेपर प्रेझेंट केले आणि या ठिकाणी मनोगत व्यक्त केलं त्यांचंही या ठिकाणी आभार आहेच. या कार्यक्रमासाठी, या संपूर्ण कार्यशाळेसाठी नॉन टीचिंग चतुर्थ श्रेणी कर्मचारी यांच्याही सहकार्याशिवाय ही कार्यशाळा संपन्न होत नाही. त्यांच्याही मौलिक सहकार्याबद्दल या ठिकाणी त्यांचं मनस्वी आभार. फोटोग्राफी, व्हिडिओ तसेच वेळोवेळी या कॉन्फरन्सच्या बातम्या वर्तमानपत्रामधून देणारे प्रिंट मीडिया तसेच इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया सर्व सन्मान्य सदस्यांचं या ठिकाणी मनापासून आभार. सर्व ज्ञात अज्ञात सर्वांचं पुन्हा एकदा हार्दिक आभार मानून या ठिकाणची ही कार्यशाळा आणि हा व्हॅलिडरी समारंभ संपन्न झाला असं मी जाहीर करतो. धन्यवाद.